Folks, welcome back. Oh, got a frog in my throat right off the rip. Nice. Folks, welcome back to the Get a Clue podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Boychuk. I'm here with my co-host, Chase Arnold. Um, yeah, Chase, why don't you let everyone know what we're going to be talking about today? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it'll be a bit of a short episode, but should be good still.
Yeah, we're just gonna go over some NHL news of the last week. We've both been pretty busy. We've both been, I don't know, we've been busy, but you know, I think the NHL is less busy than we are right now. It feels like there's not a lot going on. Um, yeah, I'm sure it will be a shorter episode. I heard DeAndre's got a little quiz for me too, which everyone loves to hear me struggle with those. So yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
just
make
got
them
some.
hard.
I also have some questions from our Instagram, which we can go over near the end.
Yes, sir. Want to hit us with your first piece of news that you got this week?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about some of the nasty goals that happened this week. Two goal of the year candidates. First one was Eklund's goal, where he flew through the
That's
air
filthy.
like Bobby Orr and smacked the puck out of the air. I mean, that was disgusting. Did you see the video of his dad recreating it?
Yeah, I
It was
did. It was funny.
hilarious. So funny. I mean, his dad could move a little bit. I don't know. I don't think my dad could do that, but and
No
then
man
also
either.
also Matt Duchene's goal, absolutely filthy. Dangled, whatever he did there to snipe that was pretty mental. So, which goal did you like more out of those two? Which one do you think is more likely to win goal of the year?
I think probably Eklund's. I mean, just because of the degree of difficulty. Like Duchesne's was filthy. Like he went in between the team, backhand, toe drag, then shelf. But I mean, Eklund's. I think just like being in the air and batting it out of the air and going shelf. And then you had a sick move too, like kind of like an 0-2 Rick Nash little. How are you doing to get by the defender there? So I think Eklund's, but it's close.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. I think like Duchene's is like nastier, but Eklund's is more difficult, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, going into my first piece of news here. I think maybe the biggest piece of news over the week was the Radko Gudas suspension and obviously the hit on Austin Matthews. What was your take on this? I think he ended up with 5 games. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, what were your initial thoughts on it? Do you think the Player Association got it right? Do you think it should have been more difficult? It seems like it's a big talking point in the NHL. It's kind of everyone's been weighing in on their opinions on it, but at the end of the day, it is hard. But I mean, to say that, I think I seen a thing this morning. George Peros was talking about how they've been super consistent and whatnot over the years, and I just think that just isn't the case. Like you see these suspensions, it's like it's a circus at the end of the day when there's a hit, and it comes down to how many games it's going to get. It's never consistent between how many games it is, and even when there is repeat offenders, it seems like some guys get it worse than others. So, yeah, what was your thoughts on the initial 5 games from Gudas and the hit in general?
Yeah, it's tough. To me, I didn't think it was like the dirtiest hit I've ever seen. Right? Like, I'm not gonna say it like that, but I mean, he was looking. I don't know if he was ever looking body during that hit. I mean, you can see the slow motion replay. It doesn't look like he was ever really gonna make contact with the body there. So, and then especially with Matthews now being out for the season and um, maybe partially the start of next year. I mean, it's tough to only have a guy. I mean, you take a guy out for a season and a half and you only get 5 games. It's so weird. Like you obviously can't base it off of that, but um, I don't know. It's tough. I'm trying to think like what he would have got if he was a first time offender. I don't know. It may have only been 1 game. I don't know if he would have even got suspended. Um, yeah, I'm kind of
Yeah, it's
torn. I'm kind of torn. I think 5 is like not enough for the length of Matthew's injury and how dirty it looks now. But I mean, at the time, I don't know. It's tough.
yeah, it makes it tricky. Like I seen this one comment that made me laugh this morning. If it was like if Gudas hit a Montreal Canadiens player like that, then he would have been suspended the rest of the season. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, true, okay,
yeah,
but yeah, but it's tough. Like you look at the hit, and I mean, like you said, like there definitely has been dirtier plays and hits and whatnot. And I mean, yeah, like, it also poses the question, I guess, of seeing again, like, do you base the length of suspension off of the hit and kind of the play itself, or do you base it off of the injury and I guess the length of how long that the player that was hit is going to be out?
Yeah, it just sucks, right? Like I don't know. I don't think Gudis ever intended on hurting him for the full season, right? But I mean, it didn't really look like he had intent on just taking the body. So I don't know. It's a tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those guys making that decision have such a hard job. Like I know we like to like rip on them, and everyone does, but it is super hard to find that balance of what you're gonna do. Because if you give them too many, then it looks bad. But if you don't give them enough, then it looks even worse, right? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it makes it true. I mean, that's got to be one of the toughest jobs in the whole NHL, with being part of the like player department, safety or whatever, the
yeah,
safety department. So trying to make those decisions, you're always just getting ripped on no matter what.
exactly. My next piece of news was actually the Celebrini contract. There's been some rumblings about how much he's going to get, and I'm not sure if you saw that interview um, with their manager there,
With
and
Greer,
yeah, yeah, and him saying like, "Oh, we don't want to talk about that. Like, let's just forget about it for now." And I mean, I'm pretty curious what he's going to get. I mean, do you think it's an upwards of $20 million a year contract? First one in NHL history.
I think so, probably. Like I don't know. I was talking about this actually the other day with a buddy, and I think I wouldn't be shocked if he got somewhere around that 18, $19 million a year cap hit, especially with I don't know if you've seen the projections, but it's looking like that the cap's going to go up even more in the next 3 years. It's looking closer to 30 million now, which would be absolutely insane. Like all these contracts right now would be kind of looking like steals if the cap were to go up another 30 million. And I think I haven't actually looked. I would have to double check again, but I'm pretty sure San Jose is going to be in they're going to have some issues hitting the floor next year with the cap. So I think that they're willing to overpay Celebrini a lot, especially like he's obviously going to be their franchise guy. He's probably going to be a candidate for the Hart Trophy this year. So I mean, I could totally see him getting around that 17 to $19 amount, a little more than Kaprizov. What do you think?
Yeah, I think when they hand him that contract, people are going to be pretty uh, concerned. I think it's going to be hefty. I think you're right around that $18 million range, maybe even more. But I think like when we think about some of those contracts from even 8 years ago that got signed when the cap was rising, they looked huge, like $11 million contracts, like the Tavares contract or the Mitch Marner contract, just for
Mm-hmm.
some examples. But by the end of the contract, like Mitch Marner only getting that much really wasn't that bad. Um, and yeah, I think this Celebrini contract is going to be huge, and it's not going to look great right away, even with how good he is. I mean, you take up an eighth of your salary cap with one player. It's hard to swallow that. But I mean, by the end of his contract, it could look like a steal when players that play second line are getting maybe 17, $18 million.
Well, exactly, and like even just going touching back on the contracts you were talking about, like the Tavares Marner one. Like even I think McDavid one when he signed at the time was the highest cap hit in NHL history, not total dollars. I think it was $100 million contract, but I think it was the most per season or whatever. So, and then obviously at the end of that 8 years, like he looked like he was making pennies compared
Yeah,
to what the rest of the league was making. So, yeah, I think they're going to be okay overpaying at the start a little bit, or making it sort of seem like an overpay. But I mean, yeah, looking at the end of the day, I think it'll be okay for them.
yeah,
And especially too, I think that the most a player can take up to 20% of a team's cap. So yeah, it is a lot. I don't know if any players, like I think Kaprizov's the closest right now. He's around like 19. So I don't know if any players ever gotten 20% cap hit, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
yeah.
Next little just tiny piece of news I got here that I'm kind of excited for. We got the Blackhawks versus the Senators next year in Germany. They're
Yes,
going
pretty
overseas
cool.
for the Europe game. I think that's going to be cool. I just like a lot of players on both those teams. So Yeah, I think it's going to be sweet. I like watching those, what's it called, the Global Series games every year. I kind of like keeping up with them. It seems like it's super fun for the players. Like I remember when Florida went to Finland, I believe. They were doing like the ice baths and the saunas and
Yeah.
stuff, and it just looked like a great time. So I think that's going to be a great experience, and it's a lot of young guys on both teams too. So I think it's going to be even better for those young guys to kind of gel and kind of get a little bit closer, especially the Blackhawks next year. Kind of gain some chemistry before the season starts.
Yeah, I love that sports teams are playing overseas now. I mean, especially Germany. Like Germany's got football games now; they're really digging into this hockey stuff, and I think it's awesome to have Chicago and Ottawa out there. I mean, Ottawa's got Tim Stützle, one of the best German players in the world, and yeah, I'm excited. I think we should go.
Dude, that'd be sick.
That would be unreal.
Dude, do you think it's crazy to say that? I don't know. This is just maybe. But I don't have a list or anything. But do you think Tim's already a top five German player of all time? Or is that crazy?
I mean, from just
Like the
my
list isn't heavy.
yeah, no, just from my what I'm thinking of, I'm gonna say yeah. I think like,
Yeah,
I
valid.
mean, the
Hey,
issue
dude, I
is
was
like
easily number one after a
yeah,
few good seasons. So
and then Mo Sider's still better than Stu, so um, but we'll see.
yeah, it'll be interesting. I think those like the German core that they got right now. Um, I think that'll be consensusly like their top few players in a few years, like all time for the country, like the Mo, Timmy,
Yeah,
obviously Leon. I could see Reichs even if he has a couple good seasons, like nothing big, but if he could pop off for like maybe a couple 50-point seasons, I could see him throwing his name in there and stuff. So,
and Paterka.
oh yeah, I always forget about him. He's
Mm.
fucking on my team.
My last little piece of news here before I go into the hot takes from the fans. I got the Panarin quote. I don't know if you saw this. It was pretty funny. Talking about how he wants all of his Rangers teammates to come to the Kings, and I mean, honestly, if the Rangers and the Kings combined, maybe they would be like a 4 seed. So I mean, yeah, everyone from New York go to LA, and you guys will still be mid.
Now, where would they? I'm just trying to think of the map. Where could they meet in the middle? New York and LA are like on opposite
Yeah.
ends of America. But yeah, I did see that. I thought it was funny. I think it would be quite interesting. Like I was trying to think about a time where you could see like a big swap of players going from one team to another. If that makes sense. Like the only thing I could really think of was obviously the massive Eric Lindros trade back in the day where they sent like what was it, Hextall,
Yeah.
Forsberg, yada yada. But yeah, I think it'd be funny, but got to give a little bit of a shout out to those Ranger guys too. Like uh, Lafreniere, I just picked him up for my fantasy team. He didn't do much for me last night. They got kind of spanked, but him, Gabe Perreault, they've kind of been taking a not a huge step forward, but small step forward since Panarin left, and it's nice to see. And I was going to ask you, it was kind of a little piece of news that I had, but while we're on the topic of Lafreniere, I was going to ask you, do you think that this is going to be his time to shine, where he breaks out in New York, or do you think that this last little bit of the season is kind of going to be his audition for other teams to see, hey, we could use this guy, and he's going to ask out in the off season?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think he could be a breakout player. But I think regardless, I think his time in New York is up. I
I
just
agree.
I don't I don't see an avenue where he becomes their best player. But I could see him being a really good guy on another team. Like he just feels like a second team guy, like one of those guys that's bound to go to a second team and become much better than he is. And I don't know what that second team could be. I know we mentioned Chicago a couple episodes ago as just like a good fit as a team that wants to bring in more young talent. And um, but yeah, I think he will end up on a different team.
Thinking about that now, that would be actually a pretty sick line. I think Laugh but or like not a line, but a pairing. I think those two would work really well together.
Throw Frondell in the
Um,
middle.
yeah, shout out him. I think he was I can't even
I
remember
think
what
he
the
was
stat
two.
was. He's got like 20 snaps in the SHL or
Oh wow.
whatever, and he was like the last nine or the first 19-year-old and since the Sedines or something like that to do that. So he's having a great season down there. Oh my God, I got this frog stuck in my throat too. Felt like that whole sentence. I just couldn't talk.
You got any other news?
Yep, last piece of news here. Something I'm really excited for, obviously. The World Cup of Hockey 2028 is coming to Edmonton and Calgary and Prague, I think, too. It's kind of a weird little setup. They're going to be going back and forth, but super excited for that. And hopefully by then the Get Up podcast can be going to that. That's 2 years away. So, yeah, a couple things, though, that I've seen from that I want to ask you. Obviously, the World Cup itself is exciting. Russia right now seems like they're going to be getting an invite to go, but Sweden, Finland, there's one other team said that they weren't going to participate if Russia was allowed to go. And just was kind of curious your thoughts on that. Obviously, that's not the players talking, but
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Yeah. I don't think Russia participates. It's going to take a long time for this to mend over. Obviously, with all the real world stuff going on, and it's tough. I mean, us in Canada really didn't have to deal with a lot of that, but these European countries obviously are a lot closer to that situation and having to deal with all that. So I don't think there's a shot that they would sacrifice all these good European teams for Russia to be in any tournament.
I agree 100%. I think just at the end of the day, that's how it's going to be. Russia hasn't been there in the last little bit, so I don't think it's going to necessarily hurt the IHF to just be like, or actually, I think it might be the NHL that puts on the World Cup, but
Yeah,
regardless, I think that it's going to be quite easy for them to exclude Russia from this. Especially like you said, they're not going to sacrifice the other countries. But I had another kind of interesting question. If Russia does go and say those other countries do end up participating, whatever, do you think Alex Ovechkin will be on the Russian roster?
100%,
I agree. I
one
think
hundred
even if he's
percent.
in the KHL, I think he'll be there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think there's no doubt that he'll be on this team. I mean, even if he plays fourth line, which he probably won't, honestly, he has to be on the team. Greatest Russian of all time, one of the greatest players of all time. He plays.
And I don't know if you've heard this, but he's about to get an even greater stat potentially this year than his goals record. He's so far not taken a defensive zone draw the whole season. So
Yeah,
if he can keep that up, he'll be like, I don't know if anyone has ever not taken a defensive zone draw for the amount of
yeah,
ice time that they've played. So
that's
it'll just
crazy.
be insane. Yeah, every time Carberry throws him on the bench, he's like, yeah, no, we'll get you back in the offensive zone.
Yeah, literally. You want these hot takes? See how we feel?
Yeah, I wanna feel him out.
Well,
I wanna
don't feel
hear
them
him.
too hard. All right. First up, this was a take. I didn't write down anyone's names for these, but we can see them on our Instagram. These are from last week, so maybe things have changed and these look uglier or better. Sabres finished first in the East.
Yeah, I could see. Like, I don't think that this one's as hot of a take. They're buzzing right now, and especially if they keep rolling. I think that it's inevitable that they're almost going to get the first seed in the East. I think they're 2 points back right now, and yeah, if they stay hot, yeah, I think I could totally see them locking it up.
Next hot take. We have no Canadian team makes it past the first round of the playoffs.
Um, Let me just pull up the standings here quick. I just want to see the brackets lined up,
I
just in
think
case
I
two
think
Canadian teams
only
don't.
yeah, I think only Montreal and Edmonton are in right now.
Okay, yeah, I could. Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening too. I was just checking, making sure, like, I don't know, Canadian. Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't matter anyways. Actually, yeah, no, I could so totally see that one happening as well. But it was like maybe Ottawa sneaks in and say if like Montreal were somehow get that first seed in
Hmm.
the Atlantic, doesn't look like they will, and they play each other. But yeah, it's been a tough year for Canadian teams.
Yeah, I agree. McDavid triple crown this year.
Yeah, it would be tight. I mean, he's got to get going on goals. I think. Yeah, he's 8 back on McKinnon right now. I could definitely see him maybe finishing with the double crown. Maybe he'll get the Ross and the MVP, but yeah, he's got to get snapping home if he wants to collect the Rocket too.
And the last one, this might be the hottest one, but Oilers and Panthers in the finals again.
Yeah, I don't know. This one, I yeah, I don't think that this one's gonna happen at all. Like, I don't know if Florida's even gonna make the playoffs. If they do, and everyone's back and healthy, they're obviously dangerous. But it just really feels like a night and day from their teams this year and last year. So, and Edmonton, obviously too, they got quite a goaltending issue there. Obviously, Jari's not getting the start going forward here. So, yeah, no, I don't think. Actually, yeah, looking at this now too, Florida's definitely not getting to the finals. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. So thanks for everyone leaving those hot takes. You know who you are.
We know who you are.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go and get on to, I think it's the fourth rendition now of the Get a Clue quiz. Or what name did you have for it?
No, I like that. The get a clue quiz.
All right, perfect. All right. First question here. I like to make these difficult.
Yeah.
Who is this one I think you might be able to get actually. Who is the only NHL player to win the Hart Trophy the same season that they were traded?
Taylor Hall.
No.
Fuck.
So I guess let me reiterate. Let me
Okay.
reiterate. Um, Traded mid-season because
Oh
Taylor Hall
man.
did win the MVP after getting traded to New Jersey.
Traded mid-season. Is this guy really small?
No, no,
Oh, he's big. He's
yeah.
big. Pause. But
Think
he's
of other
big.
words that you could use for big, and you might eventually get
Huge. Large.
them.
Massive. Dang. Only player to win it when they got traded. Mid-season. Is this like recent? Like really recent?
2005, 2006.
Oh shit.
Sidney Crosby and Alexander Ovechkin
Yeah.
rookie season.
So this is someone probably in their 30s.
This one might not help you. This isn't one of the hints that I was going to give you, because I think the hint I always give is a little more obvious. This one's not so obvious. He totaled the most total points from the 2000 season to the 2010 season.
What, 2000 to 2010? Like
Yeah,
in
so
that
like
10-year span, you
that
had the most amount of
that
points.
decade. Yep,
Wow.
in that decade.
Oh, this might be a stupid guess, but Thornton?
Yes, that's it.
Okay,
Jumbo
Jumbo
Joe.
Joe. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I was thinking like I knew he got traded, but I didn't know. Honestly, I forgot he kind of won that season.
I believe it was 05, 06. I believe it was after the lockout, not post lockout, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was a great poll.
Thank you. Good hints.
All right. Yeah, isn't it crazy too how disrespected I think Jumbo gets
Oh
sometimes? Like
yeah.
he had the most points that whole decade, like
He was nasty, man.
1,200 or something. Yeah, he was unbelievable. Like one of the greatest playmakers of all time,
Yeah.
toe to toe.
Yeah.
All right, this one I think will be pretty easy for you.
Okay, great. I
Which
honestly
player?
rather you say it's hard.
No, this one I think you got quite easily. Which player leads the 2015 NHL draft in goals? Not points, but goals.
I don't even know what class that is, but I feel like I should. That's not the McDavid class, is it?
Mhm.
Oh, so it's Eichel?
Nope.
It's not McDavid, is it? Obviously, that'd be too
It,
obvious.
it, it is
Oh,
McDavid.
okay.
I didn't, I
I
didn't
couldn't
think you
remember
were
if
gonna
McDavid
guess
was
it, but
2015 or 2016, so I was like,
I see
yeah.
it when I was thinking of that one. It was like there's so many good players in that draft. I'm like maybe you won't guess McDavid because maybe you'll think he just has a bunch of assists and like because there's Rantanen,
Yeah, yeah.
Eichel. So it's like maybe you won't, but
Well, I did guess Eichel
I,
first. I shouldn't have with all the injuries and stuff, but
This one might be the hardest question
Of
I've
all
given you
time
so
on the
far.
Get a Clue quiz.
It might be, yeah,
Okay.
just because of how tight it is, but it's maybe the most fun question for you to
Okay.
think about here. Who has more career points between Pavel Datsyuk and Henrik Zetterberg?
Oh, this is tragic.
It
Uh,
is, it is tight,
yeah.
just so you know.
Like, my thing is
What do you,
I feel like Datsuk was obviously better in his prime. Um, but I do feel like Zetterberg was a little bit more, had a little bit more longevity from what I can remember. Um, I mean, they both struggle with injuries. I remember Zetterberg had the freaking back problems for the last 3 years of his career. Datsuk left. I don't think Datsuk left when he was that old. I feel like he left when he was like 30 something.
okay, I'm going to give you the games played, but I'm not
Okay.
going to give you the points, okay?
Okay.
So Datsuk played 953 games,
Yeah.
and Zetterberg played 1,082.
See, that's exactly what I thought. I thought Zetterberg was going to play more, and that's why it's so close. Because Datsuk's the better player, but I got to go with Zetterberg. I think he was consistent, but played more. I don't know. That's my
No, that's
extra
correct.
season and a half, pretty much. So,
I'm gonna give you. Do you have a guess of how many points between them
oh
they are?
god, like how off they are.
Yeah,
25.
pretty close. It's 42.
Okay.
Zetterberg finished with 960, and Datsuk finished with 918.
Okay. Yeah. That is tough. That is tough. Luckily, there's only two answers, and I got lucky.
Hey, you went 3 for 3 today on the Get a Clue quiz.
That's the first time ever, by the way. Usually, Get a Clue quiz ends in disaster.
Now you're gonna just roll here forward. You're gonna go on a streak.
Yeah. You've been keeping track of all my rights and wrongs, eh? What am I at? Like, now I'm at 3 for 75.
No, there's only been. I don't have them all on this sheet, but there's only been 12
Okay.
questions so far.
I feel like that was the least amount of hints I needed too. Like
Yeah, that's
usually I'm a
true.
hint guy.
That one
Um,
is you were dialed.
yep, yep,
I didn't even have a hint for the question three, the last one. I was like, how am I going to give that hint for Datsyuk? It's just either
yeah,
one or the other.
yeah. That was tough. That was a little bit of a throwback though, man. I forgot about Zetterberg. What a dog.
Yeah, literally. He's kind of that forgotten, like, goat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the Get a Clue quiz. I think that's, do you have anything else for,
No, not really. I got nothing else hockey related. I was gonna ask you if you're filling out any March Madness brackets or if you're sitting this one out.
yeah, I got to fill out a bracket, doing one with, like, my girlfriend's family.
Nice.
Don't know who to pick, probably just going to run with all the top seeds, and then hopefully it's just, there's no Cinderella stories this year, but
Hey, well, if
yeah,
it's points based, definitely just take all the highest seeds. That's how you get the most amount of points. But you'll never get the
well,
perfect bracket that way. But you'll get the most amount of points. Do they do that every
are
year?
you? Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I don't
Are
have
you doing
a
one?
I don't have a girlfriend or so I'm just filling them out by myself with the buddies, and this is the year perfect bracket incoming. So when I become famous for doing it, Get a Clue will be on the rise for becoming a college basketball channel instead. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I always love March
Yeah.
Madness. It's so much fun.
Yeah, true. There was so many cool sports clips and stuff that come out of it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Last thing I wanted to give a shout out to is finally going into my last week of fantasy hockey before playoffs. Finally took all season the very first week. I was easily in last place, was like 200 points back. Finally, the one seed, got a couple hundred points lead, and I'm playing an AFK guy. I think that's the name for somebody that's not playing.
Yep.
So I think I got the one seed locked up going into playoffs. We'll see. I mean, anything can happen, but yeah, it's been quite a turnaround for Tank for McKenna. That's what I turned my team name to in week one because they did so bad. So
What
Give a shout out to my team.
what do you think AFK stands for if you were to guess?
Oh, damn.
Because I think I know what it is. I'm pretty sure. But I thought this would be a funny little.
It's gotta be like something free kill. I don't know if we can say the K word on there.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's not right, but it's a good guess, honestly.
what is it?
It's away from keyboard.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
good luck in the playoffs. I gave up on my fantasy hockey league, so
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm in like fifth still, so I must have drafted good for not setting my lineup ever.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. Kind of a short episode.
Yeah.
Got a couple more in the future. We got some more fun episodes coming up. We got another guest
Yes.
speaker coming on in the future here. I'm not too sure what episode that'll be. Gonna do a kind of like a, I don't know if I want to give it away, but like a
We're doing a fun
breakdown of the
yeah,
team
yeah,
and
fun episode.
one episode coming up here. So
And
yeah, just because it's
more
kind of a
shorts.
lull in this,
More shorts
yeah.
too.
So kind of a lull in, not a lull in the season. I guess all the games are really exciting and stuff, but just not a whole lot of news being pumped out and stuff. So yeah, just kind of keep an eye out for new content popping up on all our social media channels, all our shorts on. Please engage with the YouTube too for people who don't want to just listen to on Spotify. We do have a YouTube where you can watch everything there. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow, do everything that you can. Leave us suggestions. We're always just trying to improve. So please just let us know what you like, what you don't like. Rip us apart too,
Yeah,
honestly.
I
Like,
loved the chirps about your mic audio that one episode. That was hilarious.
was it bad? I didn't even
Oh, it
listen.
was, I mean, yeah, we were having some audio issues and yeah, it was not great. But it sounded like you were
Shout
recording in the
out,
Grand Canyon. It was pretty sweet.
yeah, shout out Sean. He was giving it to me about that we should bring him on actually as like a fun, because he doesn't know too much about hockey. He has like a quiz thing. See
Yeah.
how many he can get
We could
right.
just
That'd be
grill him.
funny. No, he's a good guy. I don't want to do that to him, but yeah, just please engage, follow, comment, do everything that you can. You know what to do. Until next time,
Get a clue.
get a clue.